All right, how's it going? Well, we are here waiting for what is this? I guess technically it's the second Democrat debate, but really in my mind it's the third because we had two in the first time. But the second round of Democrat debates, it's going to be very interesting. I have a couple of things I want to get into, but I think we'll wait here for maybe 5 minutes to let people filter in. So it should be a fun time. I just want to remind you that. If you're going to be watching this after the fact, because there are property rights issues, I'm really likely to get taken down by my stream to be taken down if I actually show or play the audio of the actual debate while it's going on. So if you're watching after the fact, you're going to want to start the debate, separately in the background so you can watch them together. So this is what we're going to be doing. And yeah, I'm just going to have the markets up like we had before. I see Bromide posting here saying that he's trading the ASX futures. How's it going, folks? And let's come over here and grab CNN. What is this? Malwarebytes does not like Chrome all of a sudden. I'm going to have to look at that because it did not do that before. Oh, geez, I'm in the... Oh, yeah, you know why? Because we don't do that on this one. We use Brave for that part. So we'll do it with Brave. See, why does it all of a sudden Google Analytics is a thing? So weird. Well, you're going to have to look at that. It's funny. Okay. Okay, here we go. So let's change this to... What did we put it as before? Yeah, we'll do it like that. Live commentary. Good deal. And put this over here and have to YouTube. Dum, bum, 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 bum. Why does it detect that so weird? Okay, anyways. Debates. Now I gotta make sure that I have the desktop volume off. Okay, here we go. Now we got it. think I need to update. There we go. Oh, hey, Uzi, how's it going? Just waiting. I think we're about to. They're going to start here in maybe a minute or so. So for the debate, of course, you're going to have to open up the stream on your own. This one, I'm getting it through MSNBC. I don't know if CNN is actually streaming it or not. So I'm a little surprised. Let's refresh this. We should also pull this up here to get our notes. So, once again, we kind of have things split out. So, this group is, I wouldn't want to say it's the kiddie table, but I don't think that this debate is going to be as exciting as tomorrow's. Other than that, we got Marianne tonight, which is always great. We love Marianne. Marianne, Tim Ryan, Amy Chloe Butcher, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, Beto O'Rourke, John Hickenlooper, John Delaney, and Steve Bullock. I don't know if I can do it. I'm on mobile and out and about anyways. Oh, wow. Then don't bother with me. You can watch it later. Go and have fun. Okay, it looks like they are starting here. Anyways, I think, everybody's looking to see Bernie and Elizabeth Warren go head to head, but I don't think that they're going to attack each other. But one thing that I do think you will see is Beto is probably going to try and make some headway here somehow. So that's going to be one that I'm going to be watching for. Pete, I thought did really well in the last debate, and I expect that he should probably do pretty good in this one. All right, so I'll see you later, Izzy. And the rest of them, I don't know. Aisha Nako, how's it going? Welcome. You're going to watch. This is going to be, this should be fun. I mean, I don't think that Bernie and Elizabeth are going to get into it, but man, I can only hope and pray. That would be so much fun. I'm sure that we'll have something fun will happen. But I think that the main event is really going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day, right? We got the Federal Reserve meeting. We got the debate. End of the month. It's going to be a crazy day. You know what else I should have up here is the Bitcoin chart. Just in case. Doesn't look like they're moving too much still, but move him over here. All right. Washington outsider Marianne Williamson. Oh boy. That's she has no qualifications. So we're watching the second round of Democrat debates. Unfortunately, I can't play the audio for you because I'm afraid that if you do, that robots will catch and take it down. But we're watching the debate here. So I like to at least record this. I don't expect a ton of people to watch when I'm streaming the debate, but I like to keep it up so that I can see what I thought in retrospect, so I can go back and watch it and see all the things that I said. But if anybody happens to be watching the future, you're gonna have to like sync it up so you can actually see the debate and then my commentary on top of it. And I'll probably do a video afterwards about what I thought. So while it's a very different debate stage, it's a very swanky theater that they're in. Big fancy chandelier and everything. They kind of have a flag in there. I mean, it's a flag-themed background stage. Anthony, how's it going? You have a good day? You have a good day trading today? Did you trade today? Boom, 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 boom. So is Jake Tapper is in charge of this? Ugh, Don Lemon. I don't even know who Dana Bash is. Is she any good? I've never seen her before. I don't watch CNN. I know Don Lemon, though. Right now. I'm good. I just came back from New York. Oh, what were you doing over there? Are you just visiting? I need to go to New York one of these days. Yeah, I can fly over there. Hotel is expensive in New York, though. So they're announcing the most popular ones first and putting them in the middle. Bernie, we're good friends. Look at this. Yes, she is going to rip him apart. No, probably not. Probably not. I can't imagine. Just based on their person, I bet you that their campaign people are like, you gotta attack him. But I don't think that they want to go after each other. It's just not in their nature. Oh, we can already hear them talking to each other on the stage. Do they know that their mics are already hot? She's so friendly with everybody today. Work doing same job as your lady. Remember? Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, I really need to travel more, but I just don't like because of the workout schedule. I just don't like leaving home. And flying is hard on your body. It really is. Anyways, doesn't shake anybody's hand, doesn't say anything to anybody. Oh, I didn't realize that Marianne Williamson was from Texas. Well, she's wearing a suit coat this time. Did she almost just trip there? Did she? Can you imagine having to take the stage after Marianne Williamson? Oh, man. You just come back over here and search again, just make sure that we're getting the best source. That CNN isn't actually streaming it. Oh, there they are. Okay, now we're good. Now we're good. CNN debate is the channel. I don't know if that's supposed to be if that's actually supposed to be up. Okay, they do the national anthem. That's good. I don't think that that's an official channel. Yeah, there's a lot of people showing it, but it doesn't look like the CNN has it official. At least not through there. Let's go to their website. It's quite the national anthem. Oh, there we go. Okay. That's a much better source. And it's faster. So we're watching it from CNN. It's kind of a weird, the stomping and everything. Oh, you know what else we need to bring out here is... No, not that. The tweeter. The tweetering. Oh, they're going to commercial break already? Really? Come on. Let's search debate. And they have a Twitter tag for it. Let's switch this up here. Only show something with like at least 5 likes. That'll really. Idea, instead of spending 10 minutes introducing the debate, just start the debate. Now, come on. You gotta have the, all of the production values and everything. David Axelrod, those of us in the peanut gallery can yap all we want about the candidates should or shouldn't do on the debate stage, but folks, it's hard to be the ones in the crucible feeling the jitters. Well, that's for sure. It's a real performance, isn't it? The Twitterati are frustrated that they're not starting soon enough. Oh no, we had to do the national anthem. It's taking forever. Let's just get it on with. They gotta make some money somehow, guys. Come on. I really wonder what's going on here in Bitcoin. There's hardly any movement in the futures today. What's with that? They're just not going to move until the first of the month, perhaps? It's very odd to me. 15 additional seconds for clarifying an answer. That is a lot shorter than what they were being given before. They all get an opening statement. Let's not kid ourselves. I do not like the way he talks. Hmm. Oh, he's the governor from Montana. They can't wait for a revolution. Can we still trust politicians? You can never trust politicians, ever. That doesn't mean that the system is broken or that there's something wrong. It's just, but politicians aren't, you got to separate the politician from the person. There's the actual person there. But the politician is a kind of a different person with their own interests, and they will do things that you can't trust them. No, never. She's talking. Marianne Williamson is talking about false gods now. Conventional politics will not solve this problem, folks. Good answer. Thank you. Just. And that's why I'm running for president. The theatrics. That lady is crazy. Ooh. Delaney is going after the progressives right out of the gate. He has a plan, and his plan is fight, fight, fight. He's right. He's saying that you go too far left, that the left gets destroyed. Ben White says, debates over. Marianne Williamson dominated by destroying false gods. Oh, please give her more stage time, please. It'll be hard to keep her in the next debate. I think Andrew Yang might make it. but almost all of the rest of them probably are going to miss out from the next round, because you have to get 2% in polling, and most of these people aren't getting 1%. Number of people here trying to go for the center. That is something that I didn't quite really see the last debate, but I think that they're really, really going. And GOP is tweeting against Tim Ryan. That's interesting. So this is like what, the fourth or fifth guy that wants to go for the center? It's 2:18 a.m. in France. And you, man, are you all the way over there? So the GOP is tweeting something about every single one of the guys on the stage. You're in France. Why don't you go to sleep? Or are you're not on French time? I tell you what, I like to sleep, and I don't like it when my sleep schedule gets messed up, man. I don't think that I need to go over to France cuz my wife would like to go out there, but Amy, you have some ideas that are grounded in reality. That's not what the fact checkers were saying the other day. Didn't they take her down? Let's see here. Let's see here. "32 years of jet lag, dude. How do you live? How do you live?" Well, I thought that Beto's intro was still kind of uninspiring. So Pete is saying that the economy is not working, and I'm just not so sure that that is a strategy that's going to win you over the Rust Belt and so forth, which seems to be the people that he's going after. Like a zombie, that's how you live. I feel bad for you, man. Hmm. Okay. Elizabeth Warren is the one that is really like Donald Trump is just crazy. Notice that the other ones kind of avoided talking about him too much. Donald Trump is part of a corrupt, rigged system. Okay, I'm going to remember that one because that is a silly statement. Okay, so Bernie Sanders is the first one to call Trump racist. No applause at the end of all of their intro statements because it's kind of awkward. So they're pitting the moderates against the liberals. You're wrong. I really don't like the way that his body language goes, where he's like with his hand. I don't think that that's endearing. For me personally, it's kind of off-putting. It Hickenlooper doesn't look incredibly. I don't know. He looks a little anxious to talk. But you are. They're saying that they're going to get rid of private health insurance companies. He's right. He's right. Uh, she's going too far. She's going on too long. This isn't funny. They just laughed at her. Oh, okay. I don't think that the liberals won that section of the debate there. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they really answered the criticisms completely. That was all he got there. Speculating. Hmm. 15 seconds. They're not giving them 15 seconds is not enough time to answer anything. Hmm. Well, I think that Beto was doing a lot better than the last debate. Hmm. Okay, so Bernie comes up and it says this is a Republican talking point. That's where they cut him off. That was great. Yes, they do. Sorry, Elizabeth Warren, but they do have a God given. I think that anybody has a God given right to run any kind of business that they want, and if their business is health insurance, that's allowed. You can't ban that. It's unconstitutional. They're just cutting them off. Maybe the candidates will become more brief. Bernie is much more energetic this time. You are a bunch of crazy socialists. Well, that's probably true too. They should talk about crypto sooner or later. The entire world we're using them. The flippening is coming soon. Dude, did you see all this stuff the past few days about all of the money? Like something equivalent to 50% of Tether reserves was moved like yesterday. And price is just sitting here doing nothing. Something crazy is going on in Bitcoin. I don't know if the aftermath is going to be very pretty. Thank you, Congressman. Thank you, Congressman. Jake is so good at this. It is hilarious. He's stopping him every time. We do know because I wrote the damn bill. Oh, hey, I fixed it. Hmm. Okay. Now the government will be spending all of that money. Okay, well, Bernie got the best of him on that exchange. You think that dealing with the health insurance company is complicated and confusing? Wait until you have to deal with the government. I hope it goes much lower, says Anthony. I don't know if they're gonna dump or not. I mean, man, but with that much money moving around, somebody's got to be planning some sort of pump and dump or exit scam of some sort. You know what I mean? Bernie listened. He was much more lively. Man. Pete is really good at this. He totally dodged the question, and I don't think anybody's noticing. Hmm. Oh, she stopped him dead in his tracks. Wow. I can't believe that just happened. She was going for the attack the media line and she shut him down. Can they do that? Soon the entire world will have to pay back the huge crisis. Up and coming cryptos will be the tool. Cash is harder to follow. Hmm. Tomorrow's a big day. The point is not, but it is the point. Shut down. I'm liking CNN's debate. They watch and they know. There's 10 people on the stage. They're strict and I love it. I don't think so. I don't think that you're going to change it so that immigration is not a criminal offense. There's no way. Even if you had a Democrat majority in there, I think you would have a hard time getting that through. Oh well, yeah. Oh right, Amy. You're going to put money towards border security. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. You think that anybody believes that one? Okay. Wait. So it is going to get more people to want to come over, but they're not going to be able to because you're actually going to enforce the law. But it's not a criminal offense, so that I don't. That was. Hmm. Well, he deflects it, and people are really liking Bernie right now, I think. A lot of liberals complaining about the time limits on Twitter. Thank you, Miss. Somebody with actual realism here. And that was way better than his terrible opening statement. Ooh. He is just destroying Elizabeth Warren here. Look at her face. She knows she's screwed up and she can't handle it. Do you see? She's like, no, that's not true. She can't hide the emotion in her face from it. You are saying ignore the law, though. Hmm. Then what are you going to do? Oh, you came in, you broke the law. Okay, now go in. It's crazy in Europe we're having the same debate. Yeah, you know what, and the debate over in Europe is way more crazy than it is over here. I cannot believe some of the stuff that's going on in Europe over immigration. Holy crap. Well, his under his plan where you're still buying it, that maybe makes sense. And Pete's like, "Can I get in on this?" Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. That's the end of her song. She wasn't even like a quarter of the way through her answer. Look at her face. Oh my gosh. That was the best part right there. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I want to see that again. She just realized she's oh man, she realized that she screwed up. They already disarmed domestic abusers. I have a hard time with that kind of an argument because every time that I hear politicians say, I talked to a voter and they were so scared about issue X. And I say, well, that's because you're creating a mass hysteria over it. Stop trying to scare everybody. I think I need to. I want to see more Twitter. The Democrats are very upset about the way that CNN is conducting this debate because it does not look good on the candidates, and the candidates aren't getting the time to actually get in what they want to say. She is look at her, she's shaking. So she's emotionally charged about this particular issue. I don't think that kind of an emotion in a debate is a positive thing in a leader. Like, I don't know about how the Democrat voters will react to it, but to me, that is like an indication that that person would not have the emotional constitution necessary to be um, commander in chief of the United States. You know, she was way too emotional. Anthony says, I just took a DNA test. Sorry, I missed that comment. You said that quite a while ago, didn't you? What's Anthony say? Found some relatives in the United States. Cool. I thought that PACs were already banned from directly contributing to a candidate, right? And that comment didn't make any sense. Of course, we need to get money out of politics. A bunch of liberal wish list items that could will never happen. Yeah, you can't take it over without constitutional action, but you're never going to get constitutional action on it. I would like a word on this. This DNA thing can change a lot of things in the equation and maybe help to find a better view about immigration. How don't I don't see how that would be. Oh, they've already tried doing the public funding thing. Wow. Marianne Williamson just just destroyed them on that particular point. The whole thing about the election reform and campaign finance reform, she totally won that particular exchange. And man, and here's the thing, like Pete, he's a sharp guy, but I don't think that he did a good job there of explaining how he's going to actually change anything. Because he comes in and he says, why is it that structural reform is not possible here? Let me explain it to you, Pete. In order to get a constitutional amendment to pass, you have to get a 60% majority in the House of Representatives. It's never going to happen. Well, somebody's at my door. They're probably nobody that I want to talk to, but I will be right back because it's commercial. That was the kids. Yeah, they were gone, and I thought that they were gonna wait until my wife was off to come back, but I guess they wanted to come back early, so they're back. But it's all good. Anyways, what was I saying? Man, I can't believe, man. I'm gonna tweet about that one. Well, I think that what Pete said will probably resonate well with a lot of Democrats, but I don't think that they I don't think that he really proved his point. I guess we got another hour of this to go, right? I'm hoping it's only 2 hours. Well, 1 week ago, I was just French. Today, I know my ancestors are Scandinavians, Africans, and with a few more origins. Well, I don't think that that really. I mean, think of it this way. You know, my home is my property, and it doesn't matter if it's my first cousin that's knocking on the door. I'm not just gonna let people come in and out as they please. A bunch of people liked my comment on the Democrat debate. Scott Adams says tonight's Democrat debate is like a black hole for charisma. There are no presidents in that group. You know, I feel like Pete has it, but he's not completely on today. Well, Mr. Hickenlooper is correct, but I don't think that anybody is going to listen to him. Oh, guys. Those polls don't mean squat. Guys. If I can get one more like on my tweet, then we're in the big leagues. Not the big leagues, but a lot of people stick 5 in there. Yay, there's 5. Mm, need to do something here. There we go. Hmm. Warren hasn't had a chance to speak for a while. Maybe she's calmed down a little bit. Popular incumbent Republican senator. Yeah, in the most Democratic leaning district in the country. Come on. David Rothkopf on Twitter. This kind of fast paced debate format strikes me as one that is not going to be good for Joe Biden tomorrow night. He has a very astute observation. Elizabeth just destroyed him. The problem is Elizabeth Warren seems to misunderstand what being president is about. Because the president doesn't decide policy. Uh, you only get 15 seconds, Barney. Asking her to specifically call out. Who attacked the media? Uh, well, Amy there has the right idea. Yeah, they've given Warren and Sanders a lot of speaking time. Let's check the prediction markets here. It seems to me like that Bernie and Sanders are getting the biggest bump out of this, and that I think that it's not really probably not going to change anything so far. Although I also think that this debate is more damaging to Democrats than the other ones. Okay, so we're seeing a rise in the Sanders for biggest polling bump. Sanders is really gaining. Biggest polling decline, still Sanders. Sorry, Biden, rather. Sounds like Trump will have an easy second election. The problem is that, as terrible as these candidates look now, as soon as they consolidate behind one candidate, it doesn't matter who they are. They have a way of making them look attractive. McAfee might be the one. Isn't he still on the run from the law right now? That whole thing is crazy. Ryan, look at his eyes. He's like, here's my chance. Don't screw it up. He's blinking a lot. He's blinking a lot, a lot. Hmm. 90 minutes and I'm yawning. We have to be super aggressive if we love our children. Have you ever taken a personality test? Are you an INTP by chance? I don't think so. Let me see here. INTP. I am a logician personality. Here, hold on. I think I'm either an INTP or an INTJ, but I don't know the. I think I'm probably more a J, but I think that I have a little bit of both in there. I've already been on 2 streams, they've claimed. I don't know what you're talking about. But See, the problem here is these moderate guys are correct, but they have the same problem that I have, right? So I have an extremely I'm very disagreeable, and you always have a problem convincing people because they think they already know what the deal is. And when they think that they already know what the deal is, the worst thing that you can possibly do is to tell them that they're wrong. And you can see, here's the thing is, you need to get on board because you're not on the team. Judging is organized, so yes, I am also. My son is an INTP, and the difference is using our intuition instead of sensing, nah, woohoo, voodoo, just cognitive function stacking. Well, I kind of look at the judgment versus flow as how much you like to stick to a plan. And I think that I like to stick to a plan, but that I have a hard time doing it. You know? So I don't know which one I really am there. And sometimes I can be extroverted and sometimes I can be introverted. I mean, you don't find very many introverted people running streams, you know? So you can see here Beto and Amy, I think also they have a good point. They're much better at trying to explain the moderate position, but the fact remains that they're still saying that the far left is wrong, and then nobody wants to hear it. Oh, I missed that you said classic MBTI model has you as the intelligent academic in an ivory tower, or simply maybe a Dungeons and Dragons player. Yeah. You're not. I don't know. Maybe you were asking me that the other day, but I've had a number of people ask me about the personality type thing for some reason. It's just like life. No one is just one thing or idea. Thinking and feeling, internal or external, is flexible, so is motivation. One of the things, though, is I don't know if the Briggs Myers personality test is really the best way to express the way that people think. There is a community of live streaming introverts, and we tend to be creatives. My feed is offering me all sorts of interesting live streams, and I found yours while listening to the debates. Oh, well, I'm glad you found us. I mean, we do something pretty weird. so, so we do, normally we're doing day trading, right? So, but we can trade on the debates, right? So we're kind of watching this. I don't have any placed on these particular markets right now, but Middle America is tuned out. The people I know trust the honor system of government. They do not watch our rallies, read the tweets, or listen to him during the day at rallies. Yeah, well, I trade interest rates, but yes. So, so Williamson there just was the first one to even say a thing about racial themes at all. And she knocked it out of the park. So he just lied about something that Donald Trump did because he never said send her back. That was the audience that said that. I read everything and have exhausted my family while discussing issues. I worry because I am retired military and not a party alliance voter. I grew up Republican because of the idea of small government. Um, so this is a good thing that they're doing, but it's crazy that we're 90 minutes in and this is the first time that we're talking about it. The problem on both sides of rallies is the frontmen or warm-up people are like comics at a TV show taping I am trying to find behind the scenes. So the way that they answer this question is going to be really important. And the problem that I'm seeing with most of these guys, what they don't understand is that this is an emotional issue. And you have to just say something that brings the emotion out in people. Marianne Williamson had that. The other people so far have not. They're not going to ask her that question, huh? Hickenlooper is just a funny name. You're right. How are you going to combat the rise of white supremacy? Okay. Yes, people remember how you make them feel, right? Hmm. I see. She pivoted over into education, and I just don't think that pivot worked for me. Now this is the important one. What that lives within you. Hmm. Kids, so loud in the background today. And they want someone to make them feel safe and secure, talk strong. I think that what he's saying is too cerebral right now. And he went too long. He went too long and he didn't say anything that was... Oh, wow. That was a loaded question. It's not looking good for anyone there. Gay socialist and 10 racist. I don't know, man. It's just... Okay. I don't know. I didn't sense anything coming out of Pete. I don't sense anything coming out of these people. If what is his name? Man. I can't even remember his name now. That's kind of funny. Julian Castro. He would hit this one out of the park. And these guys are all given, like, they don't seem to understand. Miss Williamson. Oh, he's bringing up reparations. They will not put this on live because they will be taken apart by true people, and that's funny. I don't know. This is pretty crazy that they're getting into directly endorsing reparations. Oh, those kids. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to let them go because they just came back. Anything less than is an insult. So she basically her thing is basically, I've decided what the number is because that just was what feels right to me. That was her argument there. Other people's children's others. Well, thank you very much. I haven't had to deal with them in the background very much lately because, you know, it's summer. But usually when they're getting ready in the morning, they're pretty loud, and I need to get a new door to block the sound out. Love will overcome. Oh man, did you see her second response there? And she got cut off at the end, and she had this look on her face that was so funny. Imagine if we talked about personal responsibility instead of victimhood at least one time during this debate. They would all melt into the floor, says Tommy Lauren. And all the Republicans are pushing Marianne Williamson. Here's the thing. One of the big drivers in the Democrat Party right now is the diversity wing. I know that's not maybe the most politically correct or popular thing to say, but when you look at what sort of things they really react to, what sort of things really get Democrat voters energized these days, Russia worked. Well, and that's the thing, is like the whole Russian collusion thing, they were really in on that, and that thing really took a big hit this past week, right? But it's the diversity thing. The Democrats have a very developed sense of fairness. It really comes down to fairness. And when they come in and they say that life is not fair for one race versus another one, that's something that really, really resonates with Democrat voters. And when you come up, when you get there on stage, you've got to show them that you're part of that team, that you're going to be on their side and you're going to make things fair. And you have to do that on an emotional level. And you hear most of the things that they said, they had like, here's these proposals and things like this, but they had no emotion. The only one that really had any emotion to it, I think, was Marianne Williams. And even then, it's she just seems kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? They're lucky that they didn't talk to all of the other candidates about that particular thing, because now it's only her. I mean, because the reparations issue has a very, very little support. Americans are overwhelmingly opposed to this idea. But man, I think that was one of the places where, if you want to get into the next debate, because honestly, if we're talking about it right now, only Sanders, Warren, and Pete get into the next debate, based on the numbers, because you have to get 2%. We can go look. I'll show you here. Most of those people aren't going to make it into the next debate, and once that happens, their campaign is basically over. And that was one of the big places where you could do something to get in there, you know, and none of them jumped at it. I thought that was very interesting. Psychology says that conservatives seek an authority to rule and feel safe and risk averse. Liberals seek a community where people rule and are more risk taking. Our country left the king to take a risk. I mean, I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but I think that the framework that I think you will probably find is more predictive of not only behavior, but which candidates will win, is that Democrats have a very highly evolved sense of fairness. That's really everything in the Democrat Party comes down to, is something fair. Republicans, on the other hand, have a very highly developed sense of loyalty and sanctity. And those are some of the things that really drive Republicans that aren't even in the consideration of the equation with Democrats. Hold on a second. Go. Please be a little quieter, please. A little quieter, please. A little. No yelling, please. All right. Love will say everything, man. I mean, the thing was, the funny was, she started out the debate tearing down false gods. Like, this is just crazy, you know? She really is kind of crazy. Loyalty is considered in the guardian of the temperaments of the four temperaments. The SJs are represented in larger numbers in the church and the military and police. CNN can't put it live because it will never work. Well, is this not live? Is this like pre-recorded or like 5 minutes delayed or something? I'll have to reevaluate. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of agree with him here. A lot of what Donald Trump does is just kind of like really on the fly and tactical, and I'm not so sure if he really has a plan for what's going to happen 20 years from now. So you can see all of these guys right here. Okay, so Biden, Sanders, Warren, Harris, Booty, O'Rourke, Yang, and possibly Booker get into the next debate. The rest of these guys, they need 4 polls with 2%. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it, and they blew it. And they're really giving Warren and Sanders more time. I believe his style is transactional, win in the immediate, and I say that based on his business decisions over time. Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but that's kind of what the impression that I get as well. I feel that what Donald Trump is going to do is actually very easy to predict. He follows very simple rules. She just sounds so shrill right now. He's right. The plan that she put out today, you would have no trade agreements with anybody because it would be impossible to get any of them passed. I'm sorry, Warren, but it will never work. You'd never be able to make an agreement. It's easy. They're dorky people that nobody likes. They won't do it. They'll go somewhere else. The problem with this is that governing or presidenting is administrative work, and we want a television president. Day-to-day paperwork is boring for some people, while the dorky people thrive on it. Well, I don't know. Here's the thing. The president is a leader. I mean, the thing is that one of the most important things that the president does is he gets out there in front of the camera, and he is a very important part of how the people feel about their government and the direction of the country, right? when you're having a conflict and you have a good president in charge, that makes a big difference. When it was World War II, FDR, he was very, very good at that. And then when we had, Vietnam, none of those guys, but in particular, man, my mind is going blank all of a sudden with names, but yeah, the president that basically didn't seek a second term, he was awful at that. He was awful at getting Americans behind it. He kind of thought that we could just use propaganda and lie to them and they would get behind it, and it didn't work like that, right? So yeah, there's a lot of administrative stuff that the president does, but you could put somebody like Mitt Romney in the office and he would be really good at those things, but he would probably, I think now that we've seen more about Mitt Romney since he lost, I think that he would probably be really bad at that particular thing. And so in the end, maybe he wouldn't have made such a great president. And so I don't think that the whole debate thing is a bad thing. I really think it's all of the above, right? And the way that they look on stage, the way that they are in the debate, that is one very important quality about a leader, and you can learn a lot about what they are just from watching their body language and stuff during a debate. Like just for me, my impression of Elizabeth Warren here, I'm sure that liberals are really liking the thing that she says, but look at the way that she does it. See, she is so shrill. She would not get anything done as president. Nothing would get done with her as president. Like, think about how bad things were with Obama. It would be 10 times worse. And it would be so bad that even the majority of her party would not be able to get along with her. She just doesn't have any kind of moderating, like, get along with people. She has gotten too aggressive in this debate, I think. Bernie Sanders, I think, has been too aggressive too, but voters might give him more leeway because he's a guy. But even then, that seems to me like an aggressive ideologue like that usually does not make a good leader. I don't know if that's going to affect the Democrat primary, but it certainly was going to affect, the general election. Yeah. Anyways, let's see. What do you say? I had a couple of other comments here. I'm teasing, and I do agree with you. In our heart of hearts, we want a big cowboy in a white hat to save the day. I work construction, no dorky people there that build America and work and vote. Please abide by the rules. Don. I mean, I personally like the CNN is enforcing the rules. I'm sure that the Democrats hate it, but... There would be a crystal shortage in a 4-state area surrounding the debate if there was a Marianne Williamson versus Donald Trump debate. Is this a 3-hour debate? This is now 8 o'clock. It is just too low. Prove it. It says 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It started at 6, but it is now past 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So are they extending it? They going over? I'm ready for this to be done. Andrew Yang is tweeting stuff. I'm sitting in a hotel room with my team. It feels like we are about to watch the most boring football game in history. So far, it seems like everybody is doing about what you would expect. Those are not the kind of tweets that you want to be putting out as a presidential candidate, personally. Does Lake Hoptakong ring a bell? You remind me of my family in New Jersey. Nah, I've never heard of that place. I'm from Utah. I live in Utah, so yeah. Body language ghost, have you watched? I had no idea that people in their body language were so obvious and easily readable. Yes, Elizabeth is an INTJ type, and she is not likable or a softie. Me too, but I feel like you'd be leaving your party too early, and I have not thanked the hostess yet. Right? They need to finish. No, this is a bad idea. She doesn't understand the consequences of what she's proposing. My best friend in college in 1977 married a Mormon and moved to Utah. Lovely state. Hope she was happy. It is a nice place to live. Hickenlooper has gotten a lot of time. CNN is just totally playing up this Hickenlooper between and Warren. She can't. Look at herself. Look at her. Control yourself. I could be wrong. I mean, here's the thing is I'm not a Democrat. And so sometimes it's hard for me to interpret the way that Democrats are going to interpret things like that. But, if this was a Republican debate and one of the candidates was making faces like that during an answer and stuff, I don't think it would go over very well. She's showing too much like she's not in control of herself up there or something. I really think that she would make a very dangerous president, personally. If that's really the way that she is. Those people make dangerous leaders. Elizabeth Warren and Pete are having good nights, but this debate is really missing Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. That's Essie Cup. I think that Pete has good. It's good and solid, but there's a little bit of heart missing in some of his responses. I'm on the Cumberland Plateau, and it's gorgeous and pretty. I have no clue where is that. Where are we gonna search? Appalachian Mountains. Oh, okay. So Kentucky and Tennessee, huh? What surprises me is that so many candidates are clueless about memes and what moments can capture a reaction and go viral. Yeah, I wonder if people are going to make gifs of her face. In fact, let's go and check out Reddit, see what they're putting out right now. Let me respond. uh, I don't really see anything standing out too much yet. She gets the most applause out of any of the comments. When women get enthusiastic or passionate, it makes people uneasy. Mom's getting mad. I am at risk. We have to walk a line between being kind and smart. You know, you're totally right. I mean, there's been a key, very, very clear problem with women candidates getting too passionate in the past, and I think that Warren did okay in the first debate, but I think that she went over the line this time, and I think that if it was a male candidate that was being that aggressive, that people would be feeling the same thing. I joined the military in 1978. I worked in a command post, one of the first females in every wife. Everyone was convinced that a man and a woman could not sit alone at all all night and behave. Yeah. Some people still believe that, right? Isn't this supposed to be done? Crystal lady. Why are they talking about crystals with her? The jokes came fast and furious. Punchlines lobbed in Williamson's directory included Secretary of Crystals. Where does that joke come from? I don't know where the crystal thing comes from, but whatever. Let's see here. I think host speculators that this done, and my mother would say that bread is done and people are finished. To make liberals look even more flakier. I mean, come on, CNN knows this will not promote discussion any further past the memes. I'm neither liberal nor conservative. Well, I mean, they're trying to. I think that the mistake that CNN has made here is that they're trying to run the same kind of debate that they did with the Republicans with the Democrats. And it doesn't work quite the same way, okay? Republicans love to see their candidates slug it out. They love the drama. Democrats hate the drama. Okay, all Democrat persuasion, well, not all, but their favorite method of persuasion is to say everybody's doing it. That's really the way that they do things. Is things that, like, everybody that's a good person is a Democrat. That's what they say. If you're not a Democrat, then you're with the racists. Their persuasion is always along those kinds of lines. And so when you go into a debate and you see clear division, they don't like it. Democrats also tend to be more on the agreeableness side. So, I think that you're probably right that most Democrat voters are probably tuning out and aren't really thinking about the policy. I know that for me, it's really hard to sit and listen to them talk about these policies because they all sound the same to me. They all have the same, premises and, yeah. Yes, the big five. Yeah, those big five personality traits, I think, are very useful in these kind of political analyses, right? Conscientiousness, agreeableness, openness, and then what are the bad ones? Neuroticism and sociopathy or something like that. Narcissism. Really six, but yeah. So you notice that Republicans tend to rank very high in conscientiousness. Democrats tend to rank very high in openness. And then agreeableness, I think, is starting to go that the Democrats are the agreeable ones. But my families are considered conservatives. They've turned out, and I am the only one paying attention. Jordan Peterson developed the Big Five. Joe Rogan follows him. Yeah. I've watched Jordan Peterson videos before. At least on that particular thing, he has some very conservative views that I don't agree with. But they changed the terms because people disliked finding out they were neurotic. Yeah, but the neurotic is one of the most useful. I tell you what. If you realize that you have some realizing how much neuroticism you have in you, and that it's a normal part of people's personalities, and that it has a point, I think is a very it helps you understand yourself a lot better. I think, personally. We have to, huh? Do you guys think that Williamson is going to make it into the next debate? This is going to be super interesting. Yeah, people are really highlighting the Elizabeth Warren saying, I genuinely do not understand why anyone would go to all the trouble of running for president just to get up on this stage and talk about what's not possible. It's a pretty devastating line. She's wrong on the larger point, but it sounds good. From Afghanistan. I'm sure normal people are not still watching this debate. Yeah, totally. I am fascinated that she is making the same mistakes that Miss Clinton made. What do you mean? Hmm. Was this debate supposed to be 2 hours or 3? Let's check CNN. So they have the post debate analysis starting at 10:40 Eastern time. So we might have another 20 minutes of this. So I guess it's going to be 2.5 hours. Kamala Harris may be the only female with enough masculine energy to... Okay, let's see here. Elizabeth talks about ideas, theories, and future. She makes people have to think instead of making them feel good. I think you have a good point there. But she has good lines though. I mean, she got the applause line. She got the highlight line. You know. And I think that the way that she presents the ideas really resonates with them. I think that they probably feel some of that emotion, even though I think she's like way overboard. She's shocked. Live, look at me watching this debate 2 hours and 20 minutes in. This is just so... You know what? The worst. Here, I'm gonna tweet this. Oh. Let's see here. The young and conservative me would not vote for me. The oldish me would spend the time to look into her programs and plans, but understand that they would evolve and grow. The older me still likes cowboys. Cowgirls. There you go. You're in traditional nuclear family. I think that's the way to do it. I think that the thing with Elizabeth Warren's campaign right now is very much the idea campaign, right? Like her whole strategy is put out as many ideas as she can and win over the base with those. And it's been working. She has been winning at Bernie Sanders' expense. But yeah, I think you're kind of hinting at it. It's not going to translate in the general election, especially since basically what she's doing is she's giving the media and her opponents all of this ammunition because they can just go and tear these plans apart. They're quite detailed plans compared to other candidates. And there's a reason that most candidates put out undetailed plans. They're going to rip these things to shreds. I think that a bunch of people are wondering when this debate ends. I think it's supposed to go until 8:30. Are you familiar with Overton's window? Oh, of course. The political tide's swinging one way, and if one way is too extreme, it swings wildly back again. I think that it's more complicated than that. I think that social media I think that the current Democrat Party is very much a product of social media. So you will notice there was this really great story. I wish I could remember the name of it, but I think you could find it very easily. And this was a guy did a statistical analysis of a lot of different poll information and so forth, and they found that white people, that white liberals were the only group that had a negative in-group preference, which meant that they would prefer people of other races over people of their own race. And every other group, they preferred people of their own race or whatever, and they were doing this. But the thing that I thought was most interesting about this analysis was that he found that these people that had that in-group preference spent considerably more time on social media than any other group. So what's happening is these people are getting on Facebook and Twitter, and Facebook and Twitter have become echo chambers, and they promote certain kinds of stories because these stories are the ones that are more likely to catch on and become viral on social media. So for instance, if something is unfair or like there was some racial crime against somebody, these things carry very strongly on social media. And so the people that are extremely engrossed in them get an inaccurate perception of how big of a problem those particular things are. And that is why they have developed this preference that is so far out of whack with reality. They think that the whole world is racist when it's really, all things considered in this nation, a much smaller issue than the attention that it's given. I know that that's not a popular thing to say, but it's just when you look at like the percentages of incidents and things like that, it's not a huge problem in the United States, as much as everybody wants it to be like that. That's the only thing. It's not, but the social media gives people that impression. And so that's why the Overton window and the Democrat Party is being moved left. It's because they're spending too much time on social media. And the left has had a very, very well organized, basically propaganda outlet on, especially when you get on places like Reddit, for a very, very long time. And so that's like literally all they hear. And it's a real problem because when you get back into like reality and normal people that aren't spending all of their time on social media, you take that message and it just falls flat because it's not reality. Americans began receiving their feeds on social media and Facebook. What we read is what comes across our feed. I have tried to explain how to search clear history. And there's more to that comment that got cut off. But yeah, I honestly, I mean, the thing is with me, I'm very low in agreeableness. So when I read these sorts of things, that like my first thought is always no. That's probably not as big of a deal. I'm always looking for like the things where I can very easily, point out that somebody's wrong about something. It's just the way that my brain works, I guess. And but most people aren't like that, They can't filter it out. Most people would probably be better. They would probably be happier if they got off of Facebook. And honestly, there needs to be a real discussion about if the way that we have our social networks set up are really healthy for society. It's not just the left, though. I come from Florida, and our older generation are watching conservative and spend all their time on social media. That's what the IRA targeted, not getting one candidate elected, just division. Well, yeah, the Russians, they were all about division, really. I think that was more their objective than anything else. Okay, closing statements. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. People like to think about how they think. Steve Bullock's memorized pieces aren't very good. Do not like to think about thinking. Yeah. Well, most people aren't very aware of what they themselves are like. I don't have that luxury because I'm trading, and I don't think that I'm more self-aware than other people necessarily, because when you get into it, you very quickly realize how very little you know about yourself. Like when I'm trading, I have a tendency to tilt, and I have a very hard time telling when I'm in that mode. But that's forced on me from trading, and most people live most of their lives never having to face that. Here we go. At this point in the debate, people will be looking for cabinet positions, auditing for appointments and future donations. You would think so, except for that it was like everybody against Sanders and Warren. This gets... Oh my gosh, she is fucking crazy. I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear, but oh my gosh. She is nuts. She is crazy. Man. I have ferrets, your children might. I think ferrets are so cool. If they didn't smell, I would totally have ferrets. Can you predict the final four? Who will make it to the grand finale and who will be voted off the island next? Well, We'll go into that after they're done talking, I guess. Tim Ryan is so uncharismatic. Okay. Okay, Tim. That was a little too cheesy. You know, maybe if you said it like a crazy person like Marianne Williamson does, then what you might have said might have worked, but it's just so dry. She really is Flake City. I just see someone who sells book and there is an insincere quality to an earnestness. That's an interesting observation. Raw, fed, fair smell like grape Kool-Aid. They are descented in the farms by breeders. They still smell. They still have a smell though, even if you descent them. Mentored on the holistic forum, ferret forum. He holds his eyes wide open like he is on fire. Yeah, there's something about his eyes that are just like. Yes, they do. It's a bit musky. Yeah. Ferrets are smart too. That's what's so cool about ferrets. They're smart little effers. If you close your eyes and listen to John Delaney, he is smart and has something to say. In another time with different advisors, Hickenlooper could be a really good candidate, but he's not right for the party right now. Not that I mean he's like, I personally think he's wrong. It's that he's not going to be accepted by the party. He has the wrong message. They have the cognitive functions of a 2-year-old. They problem solve, form social bonds, and they laugh, dork, chitter, and bark. Yes. I love to go to the pet store and watch them roughhouse and play. They're so cute. Getting some clicks. What's the market doing here? That's weird. Do you think that Amy actually ate her salad with a fork? I would do that if I need be, but No, no, no. She ate her salad with the comb. It totally happened. Totally happened. I totally forgot all about that stuff with Amy. It's kind of weird to realize that she's like that in real life and see what she's like on stage is completely different, isn't it? Yeah, it was a comb. I wasn't one of those. In the beginning, I was doing like weekly updates and I was covering stories like that. I thought that was so funny. But I haven't really been doing videos like that anymore. I didn't find it was worth much, if that makes sense. We should cancel the entire second debate and move on to the third. Yes, please. So are they? Is she showing up on? Is she even on this list? She's not even on this list. Come on. She's got to be in there. How can she not be in there? She's absolutely going to be the biggest winner off of this. They didn't even stick her on there. That's hilarious. You have a marvelous radio voice. Did I hear you say that you broadcast professionally? No. I don't think it's anything about my voice. Um, so I'm kind of interested here in what Elizabeth Warren is saying because this seems to elucidate some things about why she believes the things that she does. Because she feels like she didn't have as much opportunity as she deserved. Do you listen to Crooked Media? Your setup is actually better than their live stream. The last debate candidate pulled the Jeopardy defense and said their mic was turned off. I think well, he says that it was turned off. What, didn't he? I mean, I don't see why you would lie about something like that. So if he says that he was cut off, he was, but man, I think that it's to sit and whine about it is not the way to win as president. Anyways, but I don't think that I have an amazing voice. I think that I just have a good microphone and I'm really good with audio. So I got all of the things set up and it's just, you just get a clear thing. And, when you listen to yourself talk a lot, it kind of changes the way that you speak a little bit. And I think it makes you a little bit better at it. And, I do this every day. I stream every morning for, during my trading sessions. So 8:20 Eastern time is when I stream. So if you subscribe and hit the bell icon, make sure that you'll get the notifications. But we're super nerdy stuff, trading. If you think this is boring, wait until you watch Treasuries trade, right? The ship is sinking, Captain. Quick, blame the signalmen. Yeah. I have a video about his debate performance, Andrew Yang's debate performance, that is worth watching. I think did pretty well. Oh, what does your nephew trade stocks? So Bernie should be the last one, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. That is the last thing that anybody wants to hear. Join us tomorrow for round 2. Oh my gosh. But I feel obligated. Like, this is my thing. I like trading. I like politics. And I like speculating about politics. I love it. And, you know, I enjoyed the debate. I just think it's too long. My son likes Andrew Yang. His plan would not be good for a military pension. My nephew manages funds for people who want to set up secure, conservative funds for the future. Yeah, well, there's a lot of problems with Andrew Yang's plan, but maybe I shouldn't go into this, but I will. So I made this video about Andrew Yang's debate performance because he did not do very well in his first debate performance. I'm guessing, based on the way that he's tweeting, that he has not taken his debate prep seriously and that he will not do any better in the next debate. But we shall see. But he has a very strange support behind him. And so I made this video and I pretty much went through everything that he said and explained why it was so poor for a debate. And that video just got totally swarmed in the first few days. And I mean, like, swarmed. Like, every Andrew Yang fan out there was there on that video commenting on it. And I go through and I respond to every comment. Like, I literally tried to comment on everything, that's respondable to. And the YouTube algorithm really likes that. So they're all attacking my video, and it's helping me in the algorithm. And I go in and I go on some of their forums and things, and just the way that they talk and their understanding of the world, they just don't seem to be very bright voters to me. Like, there's, this one person was saying, I spent all night calling for Andrew Yang, and most of the people that I talked to said no, that I don't support him and that I don't want basic universal income. And this guy couldn't understand. He's like, why wouldn't you want free money? Like, everybody would love free money. Why wouldn't you want that? And it's just like, man, you really don't get it, do you? Like, it's not free. Where do you think that money is coming from? It's coming out of the economy. And man, it's just the whole thing. They just don't seem terribly bright. Some of them, when I told them in the video, hey, there's no chance that any of this stuff becomes law, like, you realize this, right? And they were shocked. They're like, wait, the president doesn't determine policy? That's Congress's? They didn't even understand that. I'm not even kidding. It's really weird to me. Some of them said really crazy stuff, like Marianne Williamson crazy stuff, but I don't remember what it was. Anyways, so the important question earlier was who's going to be the final four and who's going to get into the debate. So here is the Real Clear Politics average of polls. You can see right now Joe Biden is very clearly ahead. Andrew Yang video, look for money is not free. Thank you for a lovely evening. Going to check out the late night show takes on this. Yes, you do so. So just before you go, I was going to say that it's really going to Biden, Sanders, Warren, and Harris are the top four without question. Buttigieg, maybe O'Rourke. Well, I guess O'Rourke probably has already qualified. So Buttigieg, O'Rourke, and Yang will make it into the next debate. Booker probably will as well. Klobuchar, I don't know. Maybe she's maybe if She had a really good fundraising push in the next little bit. You know, I also think that Castro stands a good chance. He might do well in the debate tomorrow. But the rest of them are probably not going to be in the next debate. And thank goodness, because there's too many people up there. And I think that the way that the Democrats have done these debates is just absolutely terrible. One day I would like to get your take on what will happen in December. I believe we're going to have a big problem in the economy by December. Yeah, well, usually around September, October is when markets traditionally have not done very well, and I suspect that we will have a bit of a downturn during that time. So, and we'll see how the economy handles it. But it was pretty scary around that time last year, and I think we'll see some more of that. Well, anyways, the kids are like yelling like crazy, and that was just super long. I need to do something else. So I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow for the next debate. Oh my gosh. Democrats, don't do this again. Anyways, in the meantime, my closer is stay profitable, friends. So please do so, and I'll see you then.